Yeah, kind of weird sitting here, but just want to thank all you guys for taking a little time out. Don't want to be a distraction from our team, coach, and what we're trying to get done here. But you know, as Matt Stebbins, Andrew Lentz, Coach Mack, and our staff kind of approached me with this idea for this weekend, my wife and I were both kind of flattered to do it. So just thank you guys for sticking around here for a few minutes. So we do appreciate that. So
you've never done anything like this before, like the other teams that you've had, or when did you guys start the Jaxen journey officially?
Well, we started it after my son had passed. My wife started a nonprofit in his name. Everybody at West Virginia was very supportive as they've been here. And we actually did start. We had one golf tournament. We raised almost $30,000 for it. My wife's been behind that quite a bit, and I've tried to help a little bit more as it goes. But we did start that after that. We're going to continue that here. We've found a nice neighborhood, nice place out there in Glen Oaks, so we're going to do that in August out there in Glen Oaks and try to build the things here. Being that we're from Cincinnati, we have a lot of family there and friends, and been fortunate to meet a lot of great people here, so hopefully we can continue to progress and build the foundation. So.
One of the biggest differences between this year's team and last year's is toughness. How do you build that? How do you build toughness into a team?
I think the most important thing is, the people that I trust, the people that I really enjoy, the other strength coaches, sets and reps are kind of to the side. The most important and greatest thing I have is relationships with these kids. I think it's very important to me. They understand how important it is. I want to know where they're from, who their family is, what they've been through. How can I help them as people? I think when you build that level of trust, you can kind of get what you want out of these young guys, and I think we've gotten there. But quite frankly, I think it's just the tip of the iceberg. I would hope that in the couple years to come, as we grow here, that people are going to see a very, very different team physically, but more so mentally as well out there. So.
Have you spoken with the players about Jaxen and kind of about this entire event and what it means to them?
No, I really haven't. It's come up in the summer. Kind of like the previous question, you learn about these kids and what they've been through. And unfortunately, I thought about this earlier this morning. I've had 3 players, at West Virginia, unfortunately, who have lost a mother from cancer. So, things come up like that, and players have shared my experiences, and mine have come out. And I got a lot of photos and pictures of my family and my son Jaxen in my office, so they've asked. So they obviously know who he is and stuff, some more than others maybe, but I haven't really. I don't want them not thinking about NC State, if you will, or Pitt, but I'm sure they've kind of heard or something like that, yeah.
So you mentioned, when Chris, what was your thoughts when they approached you with this, and kind of expound on what you thought and how honored to be able to do this?
My wife's on cloud 9 with it. She's been more outspoken about everything than I have. When we did that first golf tournament, I probably didn't help out as much as I should. You don't want any self-pity. Everybody has their own problems. But as we did that and you realize people came out for the right reasons and they loved and cared about you, I kind of felt bad that I didn't do more. And she's expressed to me several times that, we lost our son, and essentially this is how she and us can help remember him. And I can only speak for us. You don't want people to forget. And the people who I've met are amazing, but it's tough when people say, hey, are you married? Yeah, beautiful wife, Kim, been married this many years. How many children do you have? And it's kind of like, where do you go with it? Because if you say 3, oh, who are they? How old are they? And it's kind of been tough with that, but I'm very excited for it. And honest to God, my wife is very excited. My daughter Brinley's 8, and the shoes that we're wearing. I guess Mike Pegues got a hold of Matt Stebbins, our equipment guy, and he was like, "Hey man, is Kim and the kids getting a pair?" So they are, and when my daughter heard that, she was, you know, she was super excited. So, you know.
Not to spoil the moment, but when Chris called you about this job, did that come out of the blue? Did you and he have a past relationship or what?
You know, being we went to the same high school, and there's a little confusion there. He's a lot older than I am, so we didn't graduate together. But yeah, I mean, when he had called me, I mean, I loved it where I was. I really did. I mean, the reason I'm sitting here and what we're talking about, Coach Huggins and his staff, all the people there were just amazing with everything from a personal and from a work standpoint. But I guess, you know, I think sometimes in life, you know, there's time for change from a work point of view as well as a family point of view. I can tell you that my wife was very, very much ready for a change. Being that I grew up in Cincinnati and our parents and family and stuff are there, and we have kids and all that stuff was there, but I know how good of a coach Chris is. I mean, I've been doing this a little while, you know, and like I said, Coach Huggins is the world to me. The whole staff there is. But I was just really excited to. Chris is a teacher and educator. I mean, you've seen him at practice, you know, and I was kind of hoping that the toughness and attitude I could bring combined with what he does and the staff, that maybe we could do something really special. So that's kind of my deal. And when he called me, my wife was probably like, you know, she was more like, let's roll. And I said, well, let me finish. Let me talk to him. But we couldn't be happier to be here. We really couldn't. So I think this could be a really good deal here, man. It really could. So.
I know you worked in baseball for a while before transitioning to basketball. What are some of those subtle differences maybe between how you have to prepare those athletes in different sports?
Well, it's funny you asked that. You know, Fred, our athletic trainer, and I'm not just saying this, I'm sitting here, probably the best trainer I've ever been around in all my years. He was in baseball as well, and we talk about and joke about a lot of the old stories. I think the thing you learn the most is the summers have changed in basketball, the practices have changed, the year-round has changed, and when you play 162 games at that level with grown men who have had a lot of different physical ailments, you really need to think, you need to learn how to handle guys on a daily basis, when to push, when to back off. You know, it's funny as a strength coach, they only talk about you when they go through the hardest workout or this or that happens, but they don't talk about the days you say, hey, we're not lifting today. We have a game this time, or we're cutting back these days or that. And I think experience has a lot to do with that, but when you learn to deal with guys, 30 spring training games, 162 games in 170 days, and you wrap all that stuff into that 6-7 month period, you really learn how to handle players on a daily basis and keep them rolling. So that was the greatest experience I had from that.
You mentioned your daughter Brinley. How old did you say?
She's 8.
She's 8, and then your youngest?
Yeah, Isaiah is almost 19 months.
Anything else, Randy? One more? Go ahead.
Did having the experience that you did with Jaxen, did that affect, you know, now with your other two, kind of how you handle things going forward, and are you a little more maybe protective or cautious around them than you would have been?
Well, I have a daughter, so I've always been a little protective of that. I have my own plans when she gets a little older and she starts dating, but no, I mean, you know, it happened so fast. From the day it happened to the day we lost him, it was 5 weeks, and you really didn't have time to think. No, I mean, it's one of those things you don't want to compare him to other children because they're their own people. But, yeah, you know, it's hard. Like, it's just different. Every day's different. It really is. And when you think you get used to it or you think you can handle it a little bit, a holiday comes up or an old video pops up, you know, technology, something else that reminds you of stuff that happened on certain days, you know, so it's good and bad. But I mean, it's just been tough. You know, I can't compare him to my other children or you know, I don't know. It's just been hard to do that, so.
Anything else? Great, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed.
Uh-huh.